This is the SAR9 SOCOM, or I'm pretty sure somebody on the internet's gonna be like, it's SAR, I don't care. Either way, it comes with two 21-round magazines and a 17-round magazine. It also has grip panels for the grip. It has a place for you to put a red dot on top of the slide, has cutouts on the slide as well, has a threaded barrel, has a pick rail for your light, and also has some what I consider to be rather cheapy, looking like 3D printed sights, and the gun is chambered in 9mm.
Before you finish watching this video, a word from our sponsor. Have you ever thought about making a living in the firearms industry? If you enjoy gun repair, ballistics, and learning about firearms, Sonoran Desert Institute's online courses might just be a good fit for you. To find out more, visit sdi.edu or call 480-999-4767 today.
All right, so this video is happening for two reasons. One, I have a good friend of mine who is constantly on my ass about the fact that I don't do more affordable videos on guns. That doesn't make sense. More videos on affordable guns. And I get it, I understand, and he also understands that like my passion for firearms, I always want to shoot stuff that I really like. I am blessed and I have access to very cool guns. And so when I get excited about stuff, I'm gonna do videos on them. But however, he's like, you need to do more videos on affordable guns. And he mentioned specifically the SAR9. Not this one specifically, but the basic model. Then serendipitously, SAR9 was like, hey, we want to sponsor a video of you talking about our SR9 pistol, our SR9 SOCOM. So I was like, all right, I mean, at that point, I don't need any more signals. So I was like, all right, send a gun over and I'll talk about it. And I gotta say, the first thing I noticed about this gun when I got it was the ergonomics. And it does look like a VP9, it does. But damn, it does a good job of it. Damn, it does a good job of it. And then on top of that, you got the fact that like there's no denying the fact the gun is half the price. It's half the price. So from that perspective, going into this, just understand, I'm not gonna say I didn't want to do this video. I just don't know when I was gonna get to it. And then I got the incentive as far as them saying, we'll send you the gun. My friend on my ass about it. So I was like, all right, fine. And then I also got an email, actually quite as kept. I got an email from somebody else asking me about it. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll do the SAR9. And so here we are doing the SAR9. Now, this gun shoots. This gun shoots, man. This gun, I gotta give it to my friend, man. I get why he wanted me to talk about this gun, because for half the price of what you would get for a VP9, you get a gun that feels and shoots very much kind of the same, I'm gonna be honest. So let's talk about some of the features on the gun. Of course, like I stated in the video, I kind of gave you all the basics and the breakdown of the features on the gun. But from a ergonomic standpoint, I love the way this gun feels in my hand. I'm gonna go so far as to say, I honestly think it's just as good ergonomically as the VP9 Tactical, or slightly better. Now, there is some subjectivity to that because, again, everybody's hands are a little different. So my hands just really work with the feel of this gun. I love it. The good thing is though, if your hand didn't work with this, you can kind of play around with it because you get these replaceable straps. They got a small, medium, and a large, and you can change them out to fit whatever hand you have. So like if you have little hobbit-sized hands like me, you can do that. If you have big, ginormous, weirdo people hands, you can get a bigger grip and do that too. So for me, the ergonomics on this gun are freaking lovely. Lovely. It's like almost like a mechanical grip, and it just sits in my hand effortlessly. The magazine release on this gun just works. Some guns I have to reach and stretch. This magazine release, it just drops. And then it's just easily accessible with my thumb. I love that, I love that. Got this magwell here. This is their super tactical Tac Ops version of their SR9. And you know, I actually do really like magwells. The only problem with them is that from a carrying perspective, they make the gun a little bit more bulky than I would care. So being able to just kind of intuitively drop the magazine into the gun, for me, I love that feeling. And so I would sit at home all day and just do this, just because it makes it so easy because it just guides it in. But it's not so bulky that it makes the gun feel kind of obnoxious. This gun kind of bounces a little bit. It bounces not because it's overly recoiling, it's bouncing, let me see. it's a very predictable bounce. So what you're getting is the gun is just kind of flipping up, coming down, flipping up, coming down. Hey, man, let me tell you something. These butterflies out here are aggressive. Look at this, look at that. What? Like, it's been doing this all day long. They've just been following me. You know, funny thing is, I did used to have a nickname. They used to call me Butterfly, which is honest. I mean, stop laughing, Peter. Look, told you. And it was basically another way of saying I have ADHD because of the way they fly around and stuff. And I probably, like, I'm telling you, I'm being attacked by butterflies. All right, so, recoil. This gun, it just tracks. It's really easy to track the front side of this gun because it just goes up, comes down. Boom, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. Some guns have a tendency to kind of want to push you back, or some guns' recoils can be a little wonky while they'll kind of like go up, go down. And I'm also thinking a lot of it has to do with the fact that the ergonomic system on this gun works so well with me. I can really anchor that gun down and just really run the gun, and it just sits right back where it needs to go. So from a recoil perspective, I'm not gonna call it the lightest shooting gun in the world, but it definitely is a very predictable recoil. You could argue that actually is probably more important. Let's talk about this trigger. See here, you got this two-tone trigger with this green. I'm not really a fan of the little red tip. I get it, gives the gun a little pizzazz, kind of pops, especially if you see it in the shelf. You got the green with the band, and just, you get the red, I just think the red clashes, honestly. However, as far as the shape of the trigger, the way it feels on my finger, I actually like it a lot. It looks rather mechanical, but if I place my finger on the trigger here, you got this nice, by now, if you watch my videos, you should know what I like in a trigger. I like a smooth take up, boom, 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 boom. And then I hit a nice wall, a nice definitive wall, and then a break. There you go, smooth take up, break. Smooth take up, break. Smooth take up, break. And so now, I'm shooting the reset right now, but this is usually how I shoot, as far as being able to being able to slack out under recoil is also a big deal for me. And the way you can get that is if you have a gun that has a very nice, predictable take up. And so this gun does have that. Oh, there we go. It's got here, got a break, and then I'm on it. Back on it, back on it, back on it, back on it. You can't do that with a lot. You can do that with every gun, but some guns are harder to do with than others, and this gun does it relatively well. So as far as I'm concerned, running this gun slow, fast, from distance, speed, the gun handles it. I mean, this is a fighting gun. When I say fighting gun, meaning like, I know I'm about to get into some shit and I gotta deal with some shit from a defensive perspective, and I have the choice to go and grab the gun that I can use, this is that gun that goes in that category. Nobody says, oh, I know I'm about to get into a self-defense situation and I'm purposely going to go get my Glock 43X when I can get like a Glock 17. So that's what I mean when I say fighting gun. Or a better way to put it is home defense gun, because of course you have the ability to put a threaded barrel on this gun. The gun comes with a threaded barrel, but you can get a suppressor on it, which allows you to put a suppressor on the gun. The problem with this is they apparently think I'm Hulk, because I've done everything in my power to actually get the thread protector off of this threaded barrel, and I have not been able to, which is why you see these marks and these scratches on the thread protector. Couldn't get it off. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Then again, I might just be turning the wrong way. Play us up. I will say, even though this gun is kind of marketed as this super tactical home defense kind of gun, I could see myself wanting to come out here and just shoot this gun. There are some guns that have what I like to call recreational shootability. These are one of those guns. It not only is a nice shooter, it's also just pleasurable to shoot. And what it is a combination of the ergonomics of the gun, along with the recoil sensation, and honestly, aesthetics. Because even though I gave it shit for being not as good looking as the HKVP9, because it's not, it's still a good gun from an aesthetic perspective. Like, I do like the green, even though this slide green kind of gives me a little bit of, you know, less than favorable. Less than favorable is not the right word. I just wish it matched this color green that's on the actual frame, but I get it, it's a different material, you can't always do that, whatever. But these slide cuts, You can't do a tactical gun without putting slide cuts in it. And I think they marketed it as it makes the barrel cool down faster, which technically makes a lot of sense. I don't care. I don't. Why do I care about the barrel cooling down faster? I guess because if I touch it, it gets hot, or maybe if it gets too hot, throws off your accuracy in a gun. I don't know. I doubt it. However, aesthetically, I do like it. But in hand, out here shooting it under these kind of more relaxed situations, the gun doesn't seem to kind of overpower the shooting experience. It just kind of falls into what you want it to do. All right, so I wanted to come walk back a little bit to about 70-ish yards and then talk about another thing about this SR9 that I really like. And that is the pointability of the gun, or as I like to call it, well, I don't really call it this, I just kind of about to make it up right now, call it behind the gun bedside manner. And what it is sometimes with certain guns, you present them in such a way, you get behind the gun and the way it points, it will either inspire confidence to shoot at distance or it won't. This gun, in my hands, it does. So at about 70 yards, you know, I missed what, 2? It'd be all right, I ain't John Wick. So, the behind the gun bedside manner on this particular gun is really nice. Just come back behind the gun, I wanna show you, just look at the presentation. So, when I do present the gun, as you can see here, you get this kind of beautiful, you get this kind of beautiful picture here, where you have these blacked out rear sights, you got the front blacked out sight, and you got this little butt plate, as I like to call it. With this engraving on it, whatever the hell that means. But either way, from a mechanical standpoint, the gun points relatively naturally. So when I do shoot at the distance, I can do it. And do it with relative ease. What we really want to talk about, what really makes this gun a good value proposition is honestly the price. This gun sits at about $500, depending on where you go, anywhere from $450 to $500. And you get a smorgasbord. I always like saying that word. You get a smorgasbord of features on this gun that you would get with a gun that's about $1,000. That would be the HK VP9. Would I choose this over the HK VP9? Absolutely not. No. However, from a financial situation, if I was in a position where I could afford this, but I couldn't really afford the VP9, I wouldn't feel any less for having this SAR9 SOCOM. Honestly, not only would I not feel less, I would be proud of it because the gun runs. The gun feels great in hand. The gun looks good. The gun looks cool. It doesn't look cheap other than these cheap looking sights, which you could easily swap those out. But by and large, I really do enjoy this gun. And then of course you got your 21 round magazines. The gun's a good gun. It's a damn good gun. I think it's a damn good value proposition. And I honestly don't think it's really fair to compare it to the HK9, but I tend to do it because I'm an HK fanboy. I love HKs, I love the VP9, and what you get with that, if I'm just gonna be honest, is you get the name HK, you get the aesthetics, and then you also get the quality and material. I think overall the HK VP9 is gonna be a better quality gun, but this gun here, we're talking marginal difference. We're not talking the HK is twice as more quality as this SAR9 SOCOM. Like, I'm gonna enjoy having this gun in my collection, because yes, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping this damn thing. I really enjoy this gun quite a bit, actually, and I just can't get over the fact on how good it feels in my hand. So, there you have it, the SAR9 SOCOM, chambered in 9mm. Oh, it's your boy.
Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.